Hi Taurus, this is Wishka the Ferret. Thanks for hopping into the Ferret Den where we're keeping things warm and we're keeping things cozy. Today we have a reading for you for May 15th to the 21st. We have a new moon in your sign, Taurus, on the 19th, and that'll depend on where you're at in the world too, the date or the specific timing of it. So if you want to work with that new moon magic, definitely look at your local time zones and see when it shows up for you and when you can best work with that energy. So, as always, Taurus, you can drop into your heart space, let the dust spiritually, physically, and emotionally settle around and within you so that you can determine which messages are for you and which messages are for others. I said my prayer beforehand, but I want to thank Archangel Michael, my spirit team, and my angels for helping me facilitate the reading and harness the most positive and uplifting vibrations for our Taurus collective, whether they be sun, moon, or rising, or whoever happens to be drawn to the Taurus collective reading. So, whether you need to take a pause to do so, you're more than welcome to. I'm going to start pulling cards to see what we have for you in this week. Okay, I'll grab it. Keep that out. We'll talk about it in a minute. So the card that actually fell off the desk was Moon Maiden, New Beginnings. There was actually a collective reading that recently came out that there was actually a collective reading that came out with this as a center card. I'm also hearing, for whatever reason, that you are in charge of this. So you are in charge of, we're all in charge of our lives, but for whatever reason, whatever this new energy is, I'm hearing work with the new moon. So specifically what's coming through for you is, okay, maybe this is your main central card. I didn't shuffle, I shuffled it prior, yesterday, because I always shuffle the cards back into the deck and then I give it a shuffle and then I set it to the side. But sometimes when I do take cards out of the deck and I see the back of the deck, or if a card slides from the top, sometimes that is a very relevant card. And for whatever reason, Spirit's coming through with this, and it just so happens to work out that way. So I don't know how to shuffle it. So specifically, Moon Maiden, New Beginnings, or something about this new beginning that you are in charge of, or you have curated. I don't know. I don't want to say curated, but you've provided some kind of catalyst for this new beginning, and it's almost like you're taking charge of this new beginning. Something that was very powered by you, and there's a transformation happening because the central part of your tarot and the Tarot of Dragons is the Death card, which is the energy of rebirth. It's shedding your old skin, stepping into a new form, and it might leave you a little bit winded because I feel like whatever this energetic shift is, it's going to require, first of all, an exchange of your energy. You're going to have to put the work in, and then you will you receive the benefits from that work. But this energetic shift is going to be, I'm just hearing you're going to get lifetime support. I don't know if it's from people around you, but things are going to change and reflect back at you. So you will actually get support for this change that you're making. The sun is showing me that you're entering into this with a lot of positivity and a lot of optimism. It's almost like you're feeling free to ride the winds of this change. And you're doing so kind of with the hope that something better is going to come along. It almost gives me the vibe that the grass is greener on the other side. You know it because you grew it. And you're putting in the work to actually put in the garden beds into this greener grass or whatever, and it's you've seen the lay of the land, you've spotted it, you traveled to it, and now you're putting in the work to make it even more beautiful, to make it your own space and to make it your own energy. Almost like I'm getting a sense that you are taking charge of it and you are claiming something as your own for this week, Taurus. You have 9 of Wands, which is being cautious of your energy. So I just hear that perhaps you're someone who's been a little bit reckless these last few months when handling your life, but it's almost like you are taking into consideration this change requires a very careful hand. And it's almost like you've recognized that and you've dialed back and you're like, okay, this needs to be more calculated than what I've been doing. And you are taking like, I don't know what this is, like precautions are coming to mind. Perhaps you're taking the right precautions in like reference to perhaps like if this is a start like a starting a business or something, perhaps you've taken out a financial loan to like cushion your fall, or maybe you've made sure to secure some type of savings account before you took this leap of faith, or perhaps you made sure that I don't know, something about like the sequence of events, like you're not just jumping from step 5 to step 9. You actually put in the work for all of the steps. Spirit's kind of showing me a ladder, and some people like to jump to step 5 from step 1, and that's okay for a lot of people. That can work. But for you, it's almost like you've made sure to secure this path. You've made sure that you put in the work to secure this path, and you're ready to take the leap with it. And the Nine of Wands just shows me that you're being careful about it. You're being careful about where you're putting your energy, and it's almost like you are guarding, you're like guarding your wands and you're keeping them close. You are guarding your whatever you have carefully crafted, you are guarding it, you are keeping it close, you're keeping your energy close, and it's almost like Spirit is saying that they are also in turn guarding you and keeping you close. Like it's not like Spirit is ever far, but it's almost like because you have put the energy into heavily protecting what you have worked for so far, they are also putting in the energy to hardcore protect you and everything that you're working for, because they want to make sure that this succeeds now, or at least make sure that it's going according to your divine plan. Okay, so after this, rebirth, transformation, I wouldn't quite say after, but joining our death card, there happens to be a 3 of Wands. So again, the 3 of Wands is always a card that pops up whenever we've already laid the groundwork to something that we've been working for. It's like kind of like a new beginning, it's a new start, but it's not completely fresh like the Fool, but it's not like we're in the planning stages either with the 2 of Wands. We've already taken action, we've already set sail on our journey. So I don't know if you can see these little boats. The dragon is over, like watching over these boats. I really can't help but feel like it's really coming through strong that you're being heavily guarded spiritually. Like because you've put in so much effort and work. I just heard valiant effort. You put forth a valiant effort. But you see these ships going into the water. And they're actually setting sail, and that's kind of what you're doing on this journey. You also have 2 of Swords, so ultimately you need to, maybe this week you need to make the choice. Maybe there's a choice that you've been waiting on for a while. I don't know why I'm hearing the term bait click. Like, you know how sometimes like you look at a channel or something, or like a video, and this could be for anything. This doesn't have to be just YouTube, but it's a very clickbaity title, and people click it and they're like, I've been duped, because that's not actually what it's about. For whatever reason, Taurus, Spirit is like coming through, and I'm like really confused about that message. I'm not quite sure what that means. It's almost like you have been presented with something that like it's all I feel like you're like clickbaiting other people, and it's not necessarily bad. It's almost like perhaps you weren't like I don't know. It's giving me the sense that perhaps there wasn't 100% honesty with some people, or perhaps you weren't sure of how things were going to work out on your end, so perhaps you didn't give a clear-cut answer before. And now that you are putting forth the energy, it's almost like you're now coming to a time where you have to I just heard like break the chain or break that cord. So if you've been hanging on to, let's say, I'm just going to use this as a classic example because it's the only thing coming to my mind right now, but perhaps you've been working a full-time job and you're running a side hustle or a side gig, and this side gig is actually becoming incredibly profitable, and because you've been planning for it for so long, you've been working for it for so long, perhaps maybe, I don't know, let's say this is like a short-term contract and the employer wants to take you on full-time, to continue on and build a career from it, and you're just kind of like, oh, well, I don't know if I'm actually going to be lifting my side gig off right now, so maybe, I'll wait to give you an answer, give me like another week or two, or give me and it's almost like you kept pushing off the decision, or you haven't been fully clear with your intentions as to whether or not you were going to stay at this job, and then It's almost like now you are reaching a point where you have to come to a decision. Am I going to stay or am I going to go? And Spirit's going to work with you, whatever you choose. But you just have to follow your own intuition. Like, let Spirit kind of light up the path with that. Do like a lot of meditation and coming within to determine what your way forward is with that. Okay, because they're actually being very clear that it is something that you've kind of been, like, it's a decision you've been putting off for a while because you've been waiting to see how something plays out. And it doesn't have to be specifically in relation to a job. This could be in relation to anything. Apply it to your situation as you see fit. But that's just the most readily example that's coming to mind. We're going to see, we're going to pull some oracle cards and see what else we got for you today. Some of you may heavily benefit from a theme song. I don't know, like something to amp you up, something to get you excited to start cooking. I don't know. You know how you go to the gym? I mean, I listen to music when I go to the gym, or I don't go to the gym, but like I'll do yoga, for example. I mean my exercise. When I do my exercise or when I do my work, I have certain playlists and certain music that I listen to for that. So perhaps some of you could benefit greatly from something. I don't know why, but I'm getting like this montage music, and it's not. I couldn't even sing it to you because there's the slight whisper in my consciousness of musical notes, something that's awe-inspiring, something that gets you moving, something that gets you creating, and that in itself feels like the message, less so the tune. So whatever music works for you and helps you add to that creativity or that inspiration, Spirit is like recognizing that and not only putting a confirmation flag on that for those of you that use inspiration music, but a call for for some of you, if you don't have that already, and if you've been feeling the itch, or if you're wondering how can I get more focused on this, that is something that you can use. Okay, because Spirit's recommending that I say that very loud. It's like music. So let's see here. You have today. I feel like this exact combination actually came out for a different, I don't know, some reading that I did. And y'all saw me, I shuffled these. So it's so interesting because I'm pretty sure this came out in a collective reading that I had. So if you've been watching my other collective readings that I just posted this week, then this will make a lot of sense, or this could be just a, like a reaffirmation of what you've been told before. But essentially, Sky Dancers is the card of surrender, and you also have as a card what do I call them, companion cards. That's it. So the companion card for that is yes. Now, Sky Dancers surrender, let me just pull the book on this, because if you actually did like watch the other video, then perhaps this is a card, like especially if I'm getting it again, I just want to make sure that we get it. So, and the book always writes things so beautifully, like I can't even compare when I'm here just letting words fly. So allow me. Sky Dancers, liberation from attachment, surrender. When a Sky Dancer appears, she is inviting you to welcome the deepest power of the feminine into your life. You have already overanalyzed your situation to exhaustion. Now is the time to invite the sacred feminine, the wisdom within your heart, no matter your gender, to guide you to success. If you have become earthbound, plotting and planning and praying for change, cease and desist. Break the habit of being yourself, of repeating the same behavior and hoping for a different outcome. Stop trying to figure it all out and stop overthinking it. Surrender. The Sky Dancers are heralding the arrival of a new relationship with yourself, in your work, or in your love life. Do not assume that this person or opportunity will rescue you. The only way to liberation is to kiss the ground goodbye and take flight, to rise above the fray and the drama of the struggling, arguing mind. Dance in the sky and view the madness below. By simply witnessing the actors and the human comedy unfolding on the ground, you are transforming it. As you observe the drama, you unleash the power of the sacred feminine that allows for resolution. The Sky Dancers know the maps of heaven and the way to the holiest and most sacred spaces on earth. They come to help you with your current life, and even more important, to guide you to the realization of your own destiny. And I feel like if you've been waiting for a specific answer to come up for you, I'm not saying the answer is going to be yes, but for whatever reason, I feel like clarity is coming in the form of this yes card. So allowing yourself to surrender. I just heard like you are fully capable of surrendering. You may think that you are not capable. And personally, like for whatever reason, I want to say for me, like I don't have a great track record, guys, of keeping my mind clear. I'm an overthinker to the max. And that's the kind of energy that I'm feeling right here, is that you might not be overthinking, but perhaps you've been putting your mental energies towards things that are not serving you and that are not serving your forward go energy that you may need. And the thing here is that like things that are I want to say without control, but things that are not within your control, Spirit is asking you to let go, to release, to put forth the energy that you need so that Spirit has the power to work, because sometimes you need to surrender in order for Spirit to have room to work their magic. And the yes that is the companion card is quite literally what you need to do. They're just, yes feels like a double confirmation of the message. It's almost like they're buckling down on the surrender message. And also that when you do surrender, you will receive the answers or the clarity that you're looking for. Okay, so let's see what else we have. We have stars in the sky, limitless possibility. You also have ask and receive as a companion card. So let me show you the stars in the sky, limitless possibility. I love this because looking up at the sky, I feel like we can reach as many stars as we want. We are limited human beings, but the universe itself is infinite. The universe itself is limitless. Our souls themselves are limitless. We have lived many lives. So regardless of what you came on this earth to do, that's almost it. It's like, for whatever reason with this card, there is so much potential here, and it's almost like it's been hiding away in you for a long time. And Spirit is saying these stars within you are trying to shine up and out so they can reach the stars that you want to go for. Because it's almost like for those of us who are unsure of what exactly our future holds, some of us want that certainty, or some of us like want that specific charted path of knowing what's going to happen. And it's almost like for whatever reason, just it's almost like it's more of an intuitive work. It's more intuitive work than that. You don't just come up with, what do they say? You come up with a plan and God laughs. Is that what they say? I think that's what they say. Because plans don't really work like that. And I can't tell you fully the message of this card because the only thing that Spirit wants me to say is the imagery of the feeling of having your stars or your map kind of charted already, and it's embedded in your soul. Before you came here, that was embedded in your soul. And the stars that are shining from in your heart are helping, like they're coming up from within slowly. A lot of us don't see those stars sometimes, or they don't, like we don't feel those stars, but intuitively we have to call up those stars from our soul consciousness so that we can be guided to grab those stars in the physical and to reach for those stars in the physical. So it's almost like if you're looking for clarity as to where you're being guided next, ask and receive. There's information coming to you through soul guidance. And by that, I mean it's coming through your own soul. So really taking the time to sit and meditate, sitting and meditating with this reading. Perhaps maybe once this reading is done, you can sit with yourself and ask what exactly it is that you need to call up from within your soul that you are most in need of hearing. Like asking what you need, not the information that you want, but asking what you need to know. Like, thank you, angels, or thank you, spirit guide, whoever you pray to and ask for assistance from. Thank you for telling me what I need to know right now in this moment, because that's all that matters is this moment. We can't look to the past too much. We can't look to the future. And I feel for whatever reason, Spirit's coming through with a magnifying glass that you've been looking too closely at past issues. And like, there's also a lot of looking at current events as well, but current events that don't necessarily apply to where it is that you are headed towards. Things that don't really matter. It's almost like you're looking at all of the drama that surrounds you, and it's like Spirit wants you to just calm down and surrender those things. Surrender to the divine, basically. Okay. And we're also going to pull an angel card that's going to help us. Actually, you know what? For some reason, I feel like I'm pulling like a hell of a lot of cards for you, Taurus. We're going to pull two more, and then we're going to pull from the angel, one more from the angel deck to be like a clear. Shut the front door! Okay, y'all, Taurus, I'm losing my mind because remember when I said that I saw a magnifying glass? and I started talking about, like, for whatever reason, there's all of this drama. I saw this card in my mind it's the Eye of the Eagle, and he has kind of like I always viewed this as a magnifying glass. He has like a little eyeglass to his eye, and I'm geeking out right now. Okay, sorry. Because that's exactly what I just said. That is exactly what I just said, y'all. So the eyes of the eagle rising above the fray is quite literally, so whatever reason, I just saw current situation. I heard current situation and then saw a magnifying glass, which is basically this card. So you've perhaps been looking a little too closely to your current situation and all of the drama. So rising, the eye of the eagles are very, very good at just rising above and looking at everything from down below, because the eagle got places to be. The eagle is an independent bird. It's like the national bird of America, and it's actually a pretty rare bird to see. It's probably, the bald eagle is probably not that. Yeah, I would say it's a rare bird. But, and I don't know my science, sorry, don't come for me. But, they're definitely rare, and they are huge. They aren't like leaders in like a spiritual sense. If you have a spirit animal that is an eagle, they are known to be like very independent. I just heard something about like spiritual advisors. Perhaps for you, they are like they're known. I don't know why I'm getting this. They're known as like spiritual advisors. I don't know that, but that's what they're telling me. They're like known as spiritual advisors in like the spirit world, which actually makes sense because one of my guides comes through as like a bald eagle sometimes. But anyway, the companion card to basically what I just said, rising above the fray and thinking, is this drama right now or whatever's happening around me, is this going to be important to me 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now? When you imagine your future, do you see any of this other stuff that you're worried about in it? Is it in it? And if not, it's meant to be not focused on. You need to turn your focus to the things that you can control and to the things that you can help create. Okay? The companion card to this is signs and reminders. You will be seeing signs like signs occurring can be many things. They can mean many things. Sometimes when you see like repeating numbers on a clock, for example, that would be that could be a sign that your angels are near or that they're drawing close. It could be in reference to whatever it is that you're thinking about now. Typically, when I see a sign, it's different for me every time. Sometimes I just geek out because I'm like, oh, look, double numbers. Like I like seeing 12:12, 11:11 on the clock, 10:10. I love seeing those things. When I see those things, sometimes I get very excited and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I know my angels are near. It might not be a particular message, but it could just mean that I am being supported at the time, and it's just a reminder that your angels are close and a reminder of the fact that we are spirit, like we're spirits in like a physical body, or like we're having an earthly experience, and that there's more to it than that. It's almost like reminding you of the magic in the world, okay? And other times it could quite literally be like, oh, I'm thinking about doing something and I know it's a bad idea. And then usually if I know it's a bad idea and I'm thinking, whatever, I'm going to do it anyway, a actual quite literal horsefly or a housefly, whatever you call it, just flies right off into my face and smacks into me. And that's my sign. That is my sign. That's like spirit saying, yeah, right, don't you dare. So everybody has their own signs. Everybody has their own things that mean certain things. I always say be careful. Don't think about it too much, because it's not meant to be thought of too much. If you can't figure it out, just rest easy and peacefully, knowing that angels are reminding you of their presence, okay? Don't be worried about, oh my gosh, I don't want to miss the signs. Like, it's not like that. It's not like that at all. People go every day. People are getting signs every day. And the people who aren't spiritual are missing them all. And that they still have great lives. They still lead lives and they're still happy. So your life isn't going to fall apart if you miss signs, okay? Let me just say that. Okay, and the last oracle card that I'm pulling for you is Sacred Plan. Everything happens in divine timing. This card specifically says that there is one thing after another, and despite your planning, God has his own plan. I don't know why I said it's, but and God in the sense of like the universe, love, spirit, whatever it is you resonate with. I don't mean specifically the religion like associated with like the Christianity God. At least from around here, when you say God, people typically reference it to like the Christian God. I mean just in general when I reference God. But God has a plan. Spirit, the universe has a plan for you. And it's almost like this plan, I can't help but feel like this plan is like consistently changing. It's almost like, okay, timing isn't even a thing. Timing isn't even a thing. It's like there are certain things that you are destined to experience, and they will just happen whenever they will happen. Okay, and that's just kind of reassurance that you really can't get it wrong, because you are on the right path and you're making the right choices. And as long as you are letting your intuition sing with you as you make these choices, then you're all good to go. Like, you're all good. You're doing everything right. And Spirit's kind of giving you like the thumbs up that everything you've been doing. So usually like Spirits will give me like a thumbs up when I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I just made the right choice, or like, oh gosh, was that even like resonant with me? Like, I don't know. And like when I think that like I'm doing life pretty poorly, I'll get the thumbs up like when they say, good job. And I don't get those thumbs up often. Not that I don't ever do a good job. Like, I never do a good job. But, you know, when it's especially important for my soul to understand, they give me a thumbs up. So Spirit is giving you a thumbs up, and just know that that thumbs up is actually very special, because I wish I got those more often. Okay, so anyway, okay, someone just shoved like a thumbs up in my face. I'm sorry. Maybe I just miss all the thumbs up that they give me. I don't know. I just saw someone like go in my, okay, I get it. Thank you. Let me roll the angel dice for you to see if we get any angel messages. Oh, 212. I love my twos. They're like my favorite numerology number. We'll see what we got here. This is an important time for you to reflect on who you are and who you want to bring to your relationships, and ultimately the world. One more time. This is an important time for you to reflect on who you are and who you want to bring to your relationships, and ultimately the world. And with that, Taurus, I love you, I love you, I love you. Thank you so much for checking into the Ferret Den with me, and thank you to your spirit guides and your angels and my spirit energies and angels for allowing me to channel this beautiful message for you. I'm so excited for your new beginning, to see what you manifest. If this resonated with you in any way, like, subscribe, all of the things. Comment down below if this resonates with you, and let me know how it resonated with you, because I would love to hear about what kind of new beginning you're starting. And yeah, I post lots of stuff on this channel, weeklies. Occasionally I'll do pick-a cards and collectives, and I have a Patreon launching soon. So I love you, I love you, I love you. And just remember, you are a gift to this world. Bye.